What's going on, my creative collective? Welcome to your daily reading for June 7th, your daily creative reading. We're going to dive right in here. So, I would like to invite the angels, my guardian angels, my spirit guides, protectors, teachers, and their healing energy to this space. And I ask that it is a safe and brave space that allows for the fullest expression of our light, humanity, ascension, and healing. Okay, so this is the Hero's Journey Dream Oracle. So, we're going to check this out. Spirit, what messages do you have for my daily creatives for June 7th? Please and thank you. Yesterday's message was really cool. So I get this theme of tapping into our wild and courageous selves this week. So let's see where this takes us today. Trip the light, fantastic. Dance with the universe. A little bit of that wild. Never a crowd on the leading edge. Honor those who honor you. The quest. Oh, this is like this is like ultimate in that energy. Oh my gosh. So sacral chakra. The sensuality on this one. The quest. Plunge boldly into life. Yes. Yes, every time. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I love that. Okay, so we're going to clarify here. Spirit, what messages do you have for my daily creatives for June 7th, please? June 7th, daily creatives. Okay, so 2 came out. Queen of Wands. Yeah, definitely. That inspired passion. 2 of Pentacles. Maybe a little reserved, though. Maybe more adaptability. Yeah. Oh, one just fell. What is this here? 4 of Cups. The Chariot. Some Cancerian energy. Queen of Swords. Nice. And then 5 of Pentacles. And Justice. Oof. That is like intense. I feel like, you know when you like... it's like when... I'm getting this row here. The energy I'm getting from it is this intensity. Like the thing that could become a tower if we're not cautious or careful or tending to our energy is the Queen of Swords. So it's like this clarity that we have, but I got this like glaring vibes. I would think about, so sometimes I still do take public transit if I'm heading into Toronto because I'm outside of the city, like I'm outside of that area. But, so if you're taking public transit, even the train, if you're taking the almighty GO train into the city, 333 on the time, what can happen is like someone will sit on the train or on the bus and they'll have their headphones in and they like listen to music so loud, like there's something that's so loud, and it's almost like we've been taught to just just tolerate it, it's fine, don't say anything, and like loud to the point where sometimes people won't even use earphones, they'll just have their phone blaring, right? So like everyone gets to partake in whatever they're listening to. Not fundamentally a bad thing, but where does the boundary start? So like just that glare, like when people are glaring at that person instead of saying something, it's like that's where this clarity, like you have clarity and it's like you're glaring instead of saying something. And that's where this antagonist or protagonist position is, this like feeling kind of hard done to. But I feel like that's what's going to motivate you to say something, because the antagonist position is justice, but interestingly, intuitively, what's coming across here is this sense of like waiting for the universe to do something about it is not like, it's not going to help you. Like there's a cause and effect here. So it's like, this is like ownership, like taking ownership of what you can control so that you're inside integrity with yourself, inside integrity with your actions, and inside integrity, period. So that you're not disconnected from yourself. And I'm hearing discombobulated, but I felt that like intense energy here. So I don't know, I felt compelled to share that first before going into the rest of the reading, but, yeah, wow. So there's like clarity that you're gaining, and it's almost like you're setting boundaries. And isn't it so apropos of this theme that's coming through this week about like letting ourselves be wild? How often we've been tamed to tolerate, just to tolerate things. And in our tolerations, like where does that get us? Because toleration becomes botheration, right? Knight of Wands. Momentum. There's the Wheel. The Wheel and the Hanged Man. Yep. And the Sun. Why wouldn't it? Ace of Wands. Wilding, right? We are wilding. And the High Priestess on the bottom. Wow. That's a powerful message. Okay, so overview here, what I'm seeing is that there's this kind of push-pull we're kicking off the day with, or that our energy is in right now, today a little bit, this sort of back and forth, like balancing, but this is balancing, but also adaptability. So like, what is the energy that informs your ability to adapt? It's your ability to carry multiple things at the same time and to see them very clearly and to see yourself very clearly in the process as well, right? And the Queen of Wands and this passionate energy, this wild energy, is not without compassion. It's not without compassion. Because I think that in order to allow yourself to be that vulnerable and to be that that sort of allowing passion and your fire and your water to overflow, that is alchemy of the highest order. And I think that has a lot to do with compassion, because if you don't have compassion and empathy for other people and yourself, it's really hard to be in that energy that's just free. It's so hard to be in that energy that's just free. And this Four of Cups here is, I think, this Four of Cups in the Chariot is really about, there's a little bit of indecision, like you're not sure what to move forward on. You're not sure what to move forward on. And I don't think it's because you have a lack of information. I think it's because you're not trusting the clarity piece down here, where it's like you need to be very clear with yourself, but there can be a sense of too much clarity to the extent that it becomes cold-hearted, right? Where that's the pursuit of the thing that is at the end of that road for you, right? Like the pursuit of that can make you a little cold. Like the Queen of Swords is not necessarily the warmest energy, but one that is certainly, that gets things done and that is very, aware of self and protective of self and very well boundaried human being. So this could be your energy, and I get that this is your energy. I'm just going to adjust myself here. I get that this is your energy, and it's really like, I think it's just this sense of a better sense of yourself, but there's a way that where you have been is a blessing in disguise, or a silver lining of some kind, because it's really helping you. This is a different kind of clarity, right? This is a different kind of clarity to the Queen of Swords. It's different, but equally important. Yeah, equally important. And so the challenge here is this Knight of Wands energy, which may be the energy of like, I'm almost getting like the view that people might have of you in this wild energy. And this, people might be like, the Knight of Wands is the player energy, which is true in one of its iterations, but there's also other sides of the Knight of Wands as well, right? Deeply passionate offers, deeply passionate momentum and movement. And I think the challenge here is tempering that with something that's a little bit more grounded, because of the Pentacle energy here in terms of what it is that you're adapting. This is that adaptability. So I get that this is informing that sort of deeply abiding passion that you have. And I think that sort of pacing yourself and the grounding is coming from this Hanged Man energy of pulling back to get the long take, like the big picture, to see the big picture, because in the process, there's something about this expansion that you're going to be, that's going to be made aware to you, or you're going to be made aware of as well, that's around you right now. And I think that this is something that kind of frees you from this need to be doing everything. This like, I almost get like, in the traditional Rider-Waite, it looks slightly different, where it's like that defensive, like wand, but in this energy, I almost get that it's like cracking you open. Like this is like you holding the light for yourself, holding the door open for yourself. So you're like, no, I'm going to let the light through. this is like this is my passion. This is something that's important to me, right? Sacral root and solar plexus. Like I will, because I'm connected to this very deep emotional part of myself, this creative part of myself. It's important to me and I'm safe to do it. It's safe for me to express this part of myself. And like you come out with this, like you just emerge, like it's like this beautiful birth energy today, right? Like we have the sun, the ace of wands, and the high priestess, all energies of that are kind of wild a little bit, right? Like a little wild, but they come out in such beautiful expressions of joy as well. New ideas, deeply connected to your intuition. So there's something about this week that's really it's like embracing all of these different nuances and sides of yourself, which I mean, in Gemini season, like it's the twin, right? Like you have these, we all have these different parts of ourselves that we're integrating at all times. And I think that this is that, I feel like if you have not read that book, Women Who Run with the Wolves, do. It's a bit of a departure from like a story per se. And it's more, you have to read the story behind it a little bit in order to fully understand it in general. Like you don't have to read the Coles notes 11:11 on the time, but like it's just it's a different read. Like if you're going into it expecting fiction, not so much. If you're going into it expecting typical linear storytelling, not so much either. So but it's still a great read. So let's dive in here and see where we go. Let's clarify this, my darling daily creatives. Spirit, what messages do you have for my daily creatives for June 7th, please? Messages for June 7th. Oh my gosh. Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. Two of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Yeah. This is the adapting to this part of yourself. Adapting to, it's like, do I pay more attention to other people's expectations of me and what other people want? Or am I going to listen more to what lights me up and what is important to me? Like there's this kind of balancing energy here where you're deciding on I'm getting an idea, a new path. You're deciding on something really important to you. The Ace of Wands is important to you. The Knight and Page indicate something important perhaps to someone else that might be of interest and importance to you. But this is you, right? So Spirit, what messages do you have here for my daily creatives for June 7th, please? Seven of Wands, Strength, two of Swords, and Judgment. Okay, so now that they've kind of exploded all over. Oh, look at that little Ten of Pentacles hiding under the two. I see you. I see you. That Ten of Pentacles is you. This is like, you're like, I don't really know, but okay. Like once you decide, it's like bloop, this just comes like flying out. Like you're collecting information right now, but like you know what you want. So it's like, is this indecision or is this because you don't really know? Because I think you do. The Ace of the High Priestess is here. You kind of do, I think. But then, so this is like, we're getting duplicates in this one row in particular, and it's really loud, right? The sun, this is Leo energy. This is strength. This is like, the sun is like that sort of divine inspiration that's abstract. This is bringing it down into a grounded place in terms of your confidence, your self-esteem, your ability to believe that you can implement or do something with and about this Ace of Wands energy, which the Two of Swords here tells me that you might have been unsure or unclear or uncertain, but it was hiding a freaking Ten of Pentacles. So you maybe knew more than you thought. Maybe you had more information. You had a lot of information. This tells me that this is almost showing up in reverse because like it's like overanalyzing at that point. But it's not like you're overanalyzing the details. It's like you're overanalyzing yourself, right? There's like overanalyzing yourself. But I feel like it's important for you to know that there's like this beautiful transformative energy that's it's like I'm seeing like this wall of flames and you're walking through it. You're just like walking through that energy with so much light to you. Like it's like this initiation. So after I ended a pretty toxic relationship in 2017, the start of 2017, I bought myself lava beads because I wanted to remember, because it was quite difficult, right? Like I lived with that person and it was very harmful, very harmful. And This isn't to malign them, because we're all at different stages of our awareness, and I brought that relationship into my life for a reason, right? It was there for a reason. So the meaning that I make of it now is that I had opportunities to learn things about myself and boundaries that I had not yet made good on in my awareness, right? So it was kind of like an inviting in energy. And so this here is like, I think of this in terms of that wall of fire, where I bought lava beads and I had them as a bracelet to remind myself that it was possible for me to walk through fire and still be beautiful afterwards, to still have deep purpose afterwards, to still have something that was, that had some kind of, just the metaphysical properties of lava beads, that grounding, that sense of being here. Like, I wanted to wear that as a reminder, right? And that's the death card flip. I don't know if you saw that it was here and then it flipped to here. And that's, yeah, like, I feel like that is this transformative energy. And the reason why that story resonates, and it might resonate for you, is just, it's like making meaning of things that shift and change, right? So we have the Queen of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, the Hanged Man, the Wheel, and Death. And I feel like this is that exact transformation. It's like allowing your fire to transform you, and leaning into taking in the lessons, Hanged Man to the Wheel, taking in the lessons of what you needed to learn. Five of Pentacles, yeah, what you needed to learn so that you could then move forward, because the wheel is turning. The wheel is turning all the time, but it's our choices that affect what we do with that. Our choices affect what we do with that. You're going to take the chains off, or are you just going to leave them in the hopes that somebody else will deal with it, right? That justice, the initial reading I got off of that, right? Because it's cause and effect. That's really what the Justice card is. The minor arcana reflection could probably be seen as the Ace of Swords and the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is already here. So we have, cause, Ace of Swords, effect. So it's like we're in the effects of things, but the cause, this is the cause that we're addressing here. This is the cause that we're addressing and transforming. Thank goodness. Thank goodness for the Death card. Spirit, what message? Ooh, Eight of Wands. Yeah. Moving away. This is like momentum in the direction, in like, it's like moving away from the devil quickly. Like, that energy is like, you recognize it. It's almost like you approach it. I'm seeing these wands like go in the direction of the devil and then be like, woo, and then like turn right in the other direction and go some other way that's like just as quick. But now I'm seeing a swarm, or no, a murmuration of starlings, I think it is. Or sparrows, one of them, the ones that move as a cloud, and then they just have these like wicked patterns that it's so stunning to watch them over farmers' fields. But I'm seeing that now, where it's like, I think it's called a murmuration. Yeah, no, it is for sure. I just can't remember the bird's name for sure. Yeah. Yep, this is like forward movement. This is ambition, but this is also you knowing what you want, and you're very clear. This is a clarity of momentum. This is being very aware, and not looking back as well. Knight of Swords is moving too quickly to really, this is almost like the inner awareness. This is like that fiery awareness that you have within. And then this is the putting that into motion, into something grounded for yourself. So that's beautiful. So tell me more about this Four of Cups and Queen of Swords, Spirit, please. And thank you for my daily creatives. Eight of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Chariot, Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. Yep. Oh, there's the Tower. I was wondering, this is a big reading. This could be a pretty big day in the week, or just a big awareness, an epiphany. So I think that this is a bit of moving away from things that are, so initial read off this, moving away from things that don't really serve us, but that seem really like, I almost feel like this is a slower moving energy, yes, but like this is sort of like the sweets, the stuff that's like fluffy and yum, but isn't really good for you at the end of the day. Like it's not nourishing. And this is you moving towards the things that are more nourishing for you. The clarity piece here, I think it's like you can almost be too clear on something. And sometimes it's nice to have uncertainty. Sometimes it's nice to not know for sure. Sometimes it's nice to have, an idea, but not to see the whole picture, so that you can be taken with something's beauty, taken with wonder and the awe that the process of it arriving brings to you. And I feel like that's what your understanding is truly nourishing for you. And you're moving towards, this is like the moving away energy of that. You're moving away from that energy of of like half-hearted effort, not to malign the Page of Pentacles, it's just the energy that it's showing up in right now. You know, half-hearted efforts where maybe you're doing everything, right? You don't have Eight of Cups for nothing, right? The Seven of Cups, the ones before it, so each card is informed by the one before it and after it, and the Nine of Cups is having everything really that you could possibly want, aside from the Ten of Cups. I'm more of a Ten of Cups kind of person, but some people want the Nine of Cups and they're cool with that. That's great. But this is like having all of that, and then this is having some of that, and you're journeying, right? So this is like moving away in pursuit of something different, pursuit of something more perhaps. And I feel like this is a moving towards, and that process, that little shift, is really the releasing of all of this frustration and energy that's just been wasted for you. That's been wasted energy, because it's like it's an output of energy. To be frustrated on a regular basis is an output of energy. To be upset on a regular basis is an output of energy. What are you doing with the output of that energy, right? And, you know, it's not to say like, this isn't to say that it's, you know, you don't have to do anything with energy for it to be meaningful or healing. But it's just to say that there's a way here that you're shifting your relationship to conflict. So, Spirit, what messages do you have on the Chariot? Yeah, the Chariot's showing up twice, too. That's really what I think this is here, is like this, the Five of Pentacles showed up in the protagonist position, and I feel like you're kind of integrating these lessons, because in this particular Chariot, I see all of these horses, and it's like there's this sort of command over them, and I feel like this is like the wild horses within you, and I feel like you're shining a light by integrating that energy on what didn't work and the ways that you may not have felt the most capable or confident or worthy, and you know, it's really this beautiful sense of command over your own energy, and it's being unafraid of that that inner fire, unafraid of that inner fire. Spirit, what messages do you have for me? The Fool, yeah, unafraid of that fire, right? Taking leaps. Hierophant, Taurus energy, Four of Swords, Six of Cups, Knight of Wands. Yeah. More Knight of Wands energy here. In terms of this, it's like that fire, this inner fire, right? Like, we tend to think of fire energy as not necessarily committal. I think it's just, there's okay, four thoughts just went through my head, and there's one lane. Thank you, Spirit. I feel like this is an energy of institutions, and maybe there's a way that institutions are feeling like you had to conform, like you couldn't, like it's also spiritual knowledge. So it's like maybe there's a spiritual knowledge here, or knowledge that you're gaining on your spiritual path, because the Eight of Cups is the spiritual path. So it's like you're gaining this knowledge that's allowing you to integrate your fire in a really healthy and healed way that takes a much better view, a healed view of the past. Right? Remember how I said that, you know, you might have had situations where people were like, don't do that. Don't be this. Too much, not enough. Right? And it's allowing you to fully integrate that Knight of Wands energy. And that's the challenge here, right? That is the challenge, is fully integrating that energy and owning it in a way that doesn't disown parts of you in favor of someone or something else. So, and I think that's where this dance with the universe is coming in. Like, look at this. The flames, like just the fiery energy here. Dance with the universe, plunge boldly into life, right? Spirit, what messages do you have for my creative collective for June 7th, please? Nine of Cups, there it is. That sense of fulfillment, right? Cause and effect. And this is what this is what's growing. Like, I get this like rooted energy for you in this grounded. It's a Cups energy, but I feel like it's coming across as very grounded. I think this is sort of the manifestation, or it's almost like a cultivation though, because manifestation implies something outside of you coming to you. But this Nine of Cups is like an energy that you've cultivated for yourself in your life because of all of these lessons. Whoa. Spirit, what messages do you have for my daily creatives for June 7th, please? Page of Swords, some clarity here. Yeah, a little bit of research too. I feel like this is like the Page of Swords is a bit of clarity, but it's also writing. This could also be like I'm hearing the word initiate really loud. Oh my goodness. It was like Spirit was like, say it, say it, say it. It was initiate. So it's like that sort of like, this could be, entering a new cycle for you of some kind, specifically with the wheel here, right? It's like that Saturn energy, Ace of Cups. Yeah, new cycle. New cycle. To do with a little bit more love, I think, and maybe love of self expressing itself through this, like just letting yourself be, not untamable, because that's not the purpose or point either, but it's like, let yourself be transformed by the light of what matters most to you. This Ace of Wands twice is really loud. And again, the Ten of Pentacles, that sneaky little Ten of Pentacles hiding behind the Two of Swords. I don't know. Spirit's like, I see it. I see you right there. Like, that was so... And there's Saturn. Yeah. I think that this might have a lot to do with the Saturn retrograde, and maybe a Saturn lesson that you had of like just stepping into your full capacity, your full energy, your full light, right? Because it is a disciplined thing to listen to ourselves and to honor, because it's when we honor our light and honor the wild within us, be it wild ideas, resistance to, conforming to expectations, be it being like, just sensual, being loud and boisterous, like all of my Sag is like that. But it's like, being expansive, being emotional, being sensitive. People might say, oh, you're too sensitive, but that's just as bad as someone saying to me, like, oh, my cat's really, she's testing my assumptions over here. She's testing my assumptions and what I'm saying about being too loud. She's like, I'm gonna test that. I'm gonna check that. She's so cute. But it's like, it's all of those things and healing our relationship to ourselves. And I think that's where this is really allowing, and it is an allowing of love to come in. And because your cup is overflowing. So that Two of Cups, I'm hearing Two of Cups. I was going to say, so that you can have a Two of Cups and so that someone can refill your cup. Wowza. I don't see it here, though. No. But I saw the original the traditional Rider-Waite where the two people are coming together, because it's like you have a cup that's overflowing, right? Forgive me. But let's pull from the Notes from the Universe on Love and Connection deck by Mike Dooley to see where this takes us. Spirit, what messages do you have for my daily creatives, please? And thank you. Whoa. Oh, pucker up, Buttercup. Yeah. It's like, this is all about, it's on the back. This is like about being a love magnet. It's about being a love magnet. Sorry for coughing in your ear if I did. I tried to cough away from the microphone, but prepare to be astounded. Yes, indeed. Prepare to be astounded. Do you feel the shifts? Do you feel them here? Because they are here. They're really here. There's a lot of major arcana. So just to go over, I see all the signs, but let's see how this will work here. I see Jupiter. I also see Pisces and Neptune. Leo twice, High Priestess, so moon energy. And then I see Pluto. I also see Scorpio, and that's Aries and Pluto together. Mars and Pluto, I should say. And I'm also seeing Capricorn. More Pluto energy. Lots of Pluto energy. This could be a Pluto retrograde thing too. Cancerian energy, as well as Uranian energy, Taurus, Saturnian energy, and Jupiter, and more Cancerian with the Chariot. Yeah, so lots of signs. Lots of signs. They can also relate to houses where this is kind of being activated for you too. But I feel like this is really great news. It's sort of like what happens when the new chapter for something starts, right? Where that sort of wild abandon and love for what we do or where we are starts, it helps us to begin to write. I think of the Page of Swords and Wands as writers, right? Where they begin to write this story. Oh my gosh, now I'm hearing the song Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield. The rest is still unwritten. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I'm laughing because I'm thinking about the number of times that I've called my friend up and left voicemails singing to her, least of all in the morning, singing the Good Morning Train song. If you haven't, it's a treat. But just leaving voicemails singing that song. Anyway, these weird fifth house habits. I trust that my gut reaction is the truth underneath the surface of my fears. Yeah. And this is kind of about trusting your gut, because that's where the fire is, right? That's where your fire lives, is your gut. It's your gut instinct, your creative reactions. This is like that creative impulse, but creative impulse is also so tied to gut, right? This could also be gut health, possibly, as well. But don't discount your gut reactions to things, because that too is integrating lessons from institutions that might tell you that your gut reaction is wrong and you should challenge it, right? Whenever I compare myself to others, I simply say this prayer: the light I see in them is a reflection of my own inner light. Yeah. Could be something about, comparing and feeling like the grass is greener. And that could be part of the Saturn thing, that it's like popping up again. But again, there's more Pluto here than Saturn for sure. But yeah, that's your reading for the day, my darling daily creatives. Thank you so much, 3131 on the time. If this resonated, please like and subscribe. It helps me to grow this channel, and I just really appreciate having you here, so thank you for that. There are other ways you can connect with me on the channel, so feel free to check that out if you wish. But if this is where we part, I hope wherever this finds you on the time-space continuum, morning, afternoon, or night, I hope it finds you very well, my friends. Take care.